Parents, students, children, teachers and concerned citizens took to the streets today to oppose the new national education programme. Organisers of the rally say at least 90,000 people took part in the protest. Police put the figure at 32,000 at the height of the march. The government plans to introduce national education at schools in phases beginning in September, but protesters want the subject to be withdrawn and a public consultation called.
For a few months ago, many organizations, especially the student organization, they come out and then they want the government to stop the national education curriculum.
Opponents of the subject feel they've been ignored by the government, and today's march was their way of voicing that frustration. Many oppose what they call an attempt at brainwashing children.
It is a kind of brainwashing. It's no doubt. So I think it's what I worry about.
My son is actually not being affected by this brainwashing curriculum, but I think being a part of the Hong Kong community, we must stand up and say something
to improve the Hong Kong education system and improve.
One teacher told us that while brainwashing was a big risk, there is simply no need for the agenda.
It has been mentioned in other subjects like liberal studies, Chinese history and Chinese, and even in RE, religious studies. So there's no reason to put in one additional subject to make the people overburdened.
Around 30 non-government organisations, as well as concerned parents and citizens, were massed at the start of the rally in Victoria Park at 3 p.m. While the head of the procession reached the central government offices an hour later, many parents and children were still in the park. Protesters were blocked by traffic arrangements and complained as they tried to get away from the heat. Something you don't often see at these events is small children and babies. There are loads of them here today. For the protesters, this march is about the future citizens of Hong Kong. With the very hot weather warning in effect, organisers set up rest points for the youngest protesters to stay cool. Some people still suffered from heat stroke, though. Organisers predict more civil action and protests if the government keeps ignoring their voice of opposition.